Yes,
And
we just
now
look
we're
at
live.
Hi! We're so excited. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day with Paul and Judy. And look who the cat dragged in.
Look what just floated, flotsam and jetsam down the
Told you we
lake.
should have locked the door.
Oh my goodness.
We're so excited to have Kathy Levine joining us today. And you have no idea how many times and how many months we've been trying to make this happen. But every time she comes into town, we're out of town. So I think we were in Miami the last time you were actually here. And
Cruising,
traveling.
traveling, living life.
Yeah, I have a souvenir.
Yes, we just got back from a Hawaiian cruise.
Oh, that's too funny.
Isn't
Like
that
a
hysterical?
tiki face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Well, speaking of that,
Yeah, traditions. So cheers.
we always do
Wow.
a toast to our
I'm classy
guests.
in my plastic,
Yes,
but the
fantastic.
sentiment is there. To you, thank you for having me, and to y'all.
Absolutely.
Y'all.
Cheers to you. Hope you're having a great weekend, and we're so glad you could be here. If Paul seems to look like he's ignoring you, he's really
Because I
not.
am. No. So she put me in charge of technology, so be very, very afraid. I have her computer, so if anyone has questions to ask for these two beautiful ladies.
Have you found the live feed?
You mean this thing?
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, good. So
I passed the first test.
I'm so glad somebody knows what they're doing because you don't want me involved in any of this. I'm just here to look cute.
she walked in and said, wait, this is a true studio. Like,
This
what have
is
you done
like
to your house?
Real. It's got lights, action, camera. And the
Microphones.
camera is very peculiar.
Yes, it is.
Very peculiar.
It is. We have a Mevo camera, which you can obviously search to see what it looks like, but it's very tall and lanky. The whole bottom of it is the power source. So you can be here for up to 9 hours on that source, and no, we'll still be able to
We're
hear
only
you.
going to do 8.5 today.
I'm back on in 6, so let's hurry
Oh,
up.
speaking of shameless plugs,
Yes.
Yes.
people are saying, what's Kathy doing and why are there bars?
And why is she in Florida?
Why is she eating?
Why did she bring
brand
Nutrisystem
brand
bar?
new, a strawberry baked bar, which I have to try.
Nice.
I represent Nutrisystem because all my life I struggled, and now I've kind of gotten a handle on it for once in my life. Abroad, and I can't believe I'm getting so close to the number that I thought I'd never say.
Yeah.
It's scary. But Marie does QVC, and frankly, she don't want to come down here.
Oh, really? To Florida?
No, she's busy. She's on what is she on? The chat, the chew, the view, the talk?
Oh, she
Oh,
is?
She's on the talk 5 days a week.
Oh.
So she goes from LA to Westchester, Pennsylvania for QVC. She just can't fit Florida into her
Are
schedule.
they still doing the Vegas
That's
thing?
what I was
the
wondering.
residency?
Just finished.
Yeah, okay.
They
Yeah.
finished. They were
Donnie
the
and
longest
Marie.
running act in the history,
kidding.
even beyond other than
Wayne
maybe
Newton.
Wayne Newton.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Celine Dion.
Yeah,
who's
I
been
mean, they were there
forever,
for like
too.
13 years or something.
Yeah.
But they finished, I think, in November. And then she started the talk, and she's doing great. She loves it. But this is just too much. So they
Yeah.
said to me, and I'm such a hoe for travel. Really. They said to me, would you like to go to Florida in January, February?
Let me think about it.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
do it. And
I'll
I
sacrifice.
get to eat, and I get to work with fun people, and then I get to come here and crash and freeload, and it's quite nice.
So when are you on again then today?
Tonight, 6 o'clock.
Eastern time.
Yeah,
Eastern
and then
time.
tomorrow again, I have. It's according to how many dresses I have. I only have 3 dresses, so tomorrow I can only be on 3 times. Tomorrow it's like noon, 6, and 10.
So that's in the contract. If they want another appearance, they have to buy you a new
they have
dress.
to buy me another dress.
Right. Gotta look
And
different.
I don't. Who wears dress? Do you wear dresses anymore?
I do.
I wear this.
I saw you at Ellen's
wear
daughter's
exercise-
wedding,
yeah.
and you were dressed
Right.
in an adorable outfit.
Well, I was going to say, that's really the time that we all hook up, is at people's weddings.
Or funerals.
Or
Which
funerals.
we'd rather
Right,
not.
right.
I know,
Yeah,
but it's true.
That's when I last saw you, which was like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And I, what was the question? Dresses.
Dresses.
I don't wear dresses. We wear
Casual.
you know,
We're both in leggings right now.
As a matter of fact, I forgot my pants. I'll always.
So you're only going to go
forget-
on air in a shirt?
I can only wear a dress because I was going to wear a cute top and pants. And last time I was here, I left my pants here.
Why can't you wear these?
Nah,
it doesn't
they
cover
were like
enough?
nice slacks,
Oh.
and I'm a big arse is hanging out. But last time I left my pants down here, and I said to Steve at home, I left my pants at the studio, and he said to me, "Is there anything I should know about that?" And I said, "Well, I took them off."
Anything
and
you wanna tell
And
me?
he said, "Why would you leave your pants at the studio?" I said, "Well, I was using them as a demo." He said, And what were you wearing when you were using the demo?
That's a good point.
So I said, okay, let's start all over. I was demonstrating how your stretch pants stretch with you so you can gain and gain and gain and gain.
Yeah.
And you said, but my clothes still fit. And then you go to put on a dress with a zipper. And it's like, and the fat comes up. I had Spanx on, I swear. The fat came up here and then spilled out the back. I didn't know what to do with it because the Spanx come to here and it's got to go somewhere. It's like the law of displaced water.
Something has to
Got to go.
Yeah,
it's like up
Even
here.
if you can't see it, somebody does.
Oh my gosh. And then
She
the
was
stupid
so funny.
microphones, they have you up here like the Hunchback
Yeah.
of Notre Dame, or they're hanging out your rear end.
Yep.
Not pretty, folks. That's why we walk like a crab so that we don't turn sideways or backwards.
This is what we do to give you. This is the way we suffer for our art.
That's
We
right.
suffer for the art.
You can't
Zip
see
it in,
what's going on behind the
Spanx
scenes
it up,
or in the back.
load it up. It's a disaster.
Well, she said, okay, so what's this about? I know you do this Sunday Fun Day. And most of the time, by the way, we do it technically where our guest is also in a screen, but on the other side of the country. So we've got
Yeah,
guests
that's true.
with
Pairing
on
first
air,
time
but we
on.
That's very
always
clever.
have them,
Yeah.
they're always kind of online with us. So it's the first time we've had somebody actually in studio. So she said to me, so what do I expect? Like, I'm coming from the studio in a dress. Should I wear a dress? I said, girl, you're going to be seen from basically the waist up, the chest up. She said, well,
Yeah.
my chest is in my
Leggings,
waist. So basically,
sneakers. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking not
I'm not
Yeah.
as flexible, but I have bare
cute.
feet.
Nice. Which is nice. She
We
said
didn't really
waist
see
up,
that,
and
did
I
we?
said, well, waist up means my boobs are on the
Right.
table.
That means chest up for me.
Chest up, I'm thinking, oh, Lord. So anyway, but we're here, and at this stage, I'm happy to be
okay,
here.
so it's time to take you back a little bit.
Okay.
That picture you sent.
Yeah, isn't that fun? So here is a great picture. Can you see your screen,
Oh,
Miss
gosh.
Kathy? Remember how long ago that was?
But look at the suit. We wore
I know.
suits.
We
I think
did.
that was Jones Jewelry. Was that Jones Jewelry? Oh, no, it was
No, it was
Dominique.
Dominique.
Oh, that's too funny. With a
But
print blouse.
speaking of that, more people remember you with, speaking of Dominique and you and how you're associated. Look at that picture and the ring in the top.
Oh, the
What
Kathy's
ring
ring.
is that?
And
Yeah.
haven't we revived that
Yeah, we brought that turkey back.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. I still have the original diamond, the real heart. And I've reset it 100 times. I put it in a necklace, then I put it back in the ring, and then I put it here, I put it there. It's funny. It's this wonderful shape that I play with and I
Yeah.
use, but the ring is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody just asked me yesterday, "Are you going to bring it back because it's sold out?" And I said, "I don't know. We got to talk to Hot Toddy.
We got a hot talk to Todd.
Hot
Todd.
Toddy.
Yeah, Hot
Hot
Todd.
Toddy's
The Todd.
busy traveling.
We call him the Todd.
He's
So-
somewhere like catching the flu in Asia or something.
Yeah, but there's
Where is he?
Vicenza and then there's Hong Kong.
Vicenza.
I don't
Yeah.
think his wife ever sees him anymore.
No?
No.
He's got more mileage in the skies than any of us combined. As
that
much
doesn't
as we
even
love
include
to
the
fly.
He and Michelle have a place in Florida now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our jewelry manufacturer who
Yeah.
does for us.
Okay,
and
we still
he's
have a
the
lot
best.
of people. Jane Brewer Kelly still miss you all on QVC. Penny Cerruti, good morning. Sorry I'm late.
How many years do you think we are off?
Friends?
No, off,
off.
camera.
Oh, okay.
Off. How many years are you off? Off cue.
Off cue. Didn't we figure 15 years? I left in 04.
Is that what it was?
So it's 16 years.
16.
This
Yeah,
coming
16
summer.
years.
And April is my 20-year anniversary.
Can you
of
believe?
Off. And to be remembered is really very special.
Yeah,
it's
it
really
means
quite
a
nice
lot.
because there were a lot of people who disappeared and nobody cares.
You know, we had this conversation with both, I think, Paul Kelly and Bob Bowersox about so many people saying we miss the way it used to be.
Well, listen, life moves on.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is the same as it used to be.
Well, speaking of that, look at what my man used to look like.
Who?
My man. Look at him in the middle. You see Steve at the top. You see Kim Parrish, but in the middle,
Kim looks the same. That
there's
girl never
my
changes.
man
She's
right
gorgeous.
there.
Look at
Did I ever have dark hair like that?
You did. You actually
Once
had
upon
hair.
a time.
See? Isn't that
Hey,
good?
listen,
Yeah,
That's
you
when he
look
first
pretty
came
much
to
the
QVC.
same.
Listen, we all made it on a Monopoly game, damn it. So
Yeah,
we're
go
somebody.
figure. And a video of dancing with Leslie Sansone.
Yes, I still have
In our
pictures
jogging
of that.
suits.
I still have the
Hilarious.
videotape, and it was a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Speaking
Listen.
of that, all these great segues. You
How'd
guys are
you
helping
ever
me
find
out.
all these photos?
I know. I kept all these things.
That jogging suit, that's the suit you wore for the shoot.
for the
That's
video
hilarious.
with Leslie Sansone, and that's how my hair used to look. So if you felt bad about what you used to look like, I'm like, every time I look at those, I go, what was I
That
thinking?
is so funny.
Somebody should have told me.
Connie has
That was
Kathy's
the
ring
style.
from the Q. Connie
Oh,
Myers.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, Connie.
You know, people say it changed, it's not the same. First of all, you couldn't have all of us, we're too old. Crotchety to be on. The work is grueling, nobody knows that. You're not just on camera 3 hours. You're every second that you're off, you're either manicuring or learning. You have to learn about a mattress. You have to learn about
is
a
true.
new
Studying.
a new something, and you're getting phone calls at home from vendors. You have to schlep to New York to meet a vendor. It's hard, long work. Young people do it better. And the thirst, I think the thirst at some point to be doing this sort of
Daily.
it gets tiring. And so people, you left, why did you leave? Got tired and wanted something else. In my case, I wanted to be married and I wanted to play. I wanted to have some free
So
time.
let's segue into that to
About-
talk about Steve.
Yes.
Stevie,
And how you met him.
Mr. Stevie.
Is he
D.
still gardening?
Well,
like a
yes,
fiend?
he's
Still
a master.
flying?
He's a master.
won a
doesn't
contest,
fly.
botanical
Doesn't fly.
contest.
He said a living pilot is a good pilot, and he walked away about.
Well
it
said.
got expensive to maintain an airplane.
Yes,
and
that's
I married him because I thought he had a lot of money. I didn't realize he didn't own
was
a
all in-
home.
it was all in the
or
plane.
a car.
He
had
owned an airplane.
So we lived in the back seat of the airplane for a while, and then we sold it and got a little place. But he's the funniest guy I know who's not funny. Everything he does is just bizarre, and I write about him all the time, and people say, it sounds like you hate him. I don't hate him. He's like an aardvark. He's a weird thing to have around. He does odd things. He's very meticulous about his schedule. So if I say to him, I have to go down to HSN, will you drive me to the airport? I'm playing cards. Okay, well, could you maybe no,
Push it out an hour?
I'm playing cards. I'm working out. He works out 7 days a week, which is why he stays in great shape.
Yeah, good for
And
him.
he's just a creature. He's an engineer. Everything is.
Just so.
He does a recipe. It's got to be by the book. That's like, I think it needs salt. Nope, doesn't say salt. Okay then. So
No salt it is.
We're a very odd couple. We're a very strange couple. People my mother used to say, I don't get it. And I said, sometimes if you don't get it, it's just because it works.
You have to be
for
there.
us.
Yeah.
It works for us. We're a very weird couple. What I love about him, he loves theater, he loves travel, and he loves food. So those are the three
That's the
things
trifecta.
that
It
were
is.
very important to
Yeah.
me. And number one husband hated all three.
Really?
Nice guy, but said his feet were meant to be on the ground, otherwise he would have been born with wings. Every food that was weird was not
Not
I
for
ain't
him.
going there. And he did not like the theater. He fell asleep incessantly. So it doesn't make him a bad person. It just makes him the wrong person for me.
Just
Yeah.
makes him
This
X.
one makes him an X. So this one was just he constantly goes in the paper every Thursday and says, "Okay, the Barnes Foundation is having an art show. There's this bird thing talk we should go to. There's a movie playing. Let's go to the theater." I'm like, "Let me breathe here for a second, dude." So he's interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Weird, but interesting.
That's good. Actually, those are three of my favorite things too:
Weird.
theater, travel,
Weird.
and food.
Yeah, I mean, if you have someone who says, "No, I don't think I want to try that. I don't want to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that," and if he doesn't want to do something I like to do, like shop, the worst.
Oh yeah, I hate
The
shopping.
worst.
Hate
I will
shopping.
not. Even if it matters to me, like I need this special dress. I'd love your opinion. I don't want his opinion. He stands outside. Like on one leg,
Yeah.
like this. I'm like, could you come into the store? They'll give you a glass of wine, sit on the sofa,
No, I'm
give
just
me an
saying, where's the
opinion.
closest bar?
No.
Yeah,
And-
No.
pretty much the
No,
same
and
thing.
I get that. See, that's guys, and like for me, we used to have the allowances, the clothing allowances. Of
Yeah.
course, the girls got a lot more than the guys did. That's very sexist.
We
But,
needed a lot
We
more.
needed a lot.
We needed a lot more
But
variety.
I would literally go out in one day and just not even try on, just buy whatever's in my size and let the chicks.
in
That's
every,
a guy
in
thing.
every color.
Yeah.
This fits.
That's
I
a
like
guy
that brand. I'll take all
We
five.
had
of
whatever
those.
the thing was for the year. The first day I got it, okay, I'm done shopping
You
for
were
the
set for
year.
the
Yep.
year
Steve went
until
to-
I came along.
And now he dresses to die for. Steve went to Costco the other day. He needed sweatshirts. He bought 3: blue, black, gray. He bought
He's set.
$12.99
He's good to go.
each. He's happy as a clam. That's his purchase for the decade. He's done until 2030.
Now, who does the cooking? Do you both do, or?
I'm the cook.
Yeah.
I am the cook. He does like to cook, and once in a while we're members of a gourmet group.
Nice.
And every quarter we come up with a fancy meal, and he does that cooking. But no, I'm a basic cook. You kind of know what you're getting. It's salmon. It sounded like Meatloaf Monday.
Comfort food.
You know.
Yeah. It's what you know.
But it's healthy. It's
Right,
all
right,
kind of
right.
organic, healthy. I watch my weight, and he's just a meticulous eater.
Mm-hmm.
He intends to live to be 100. He's very clear about that. He'll bury me way over. Trust me, he will drive me down into the grave. But he likes to eat well, and I can't pawn off a pizza.
Here's
or
a
cheese.
question from
no.
Karen Lewis. I think she meant are Judy and Paul married?
Yes.
These two?
Yes.
No, they live in sin forever. Oh my gosh,
No.
how many years now?
16 and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 4 years behind us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah, I remember
yes,
that.
we've been married for a long time, and she
And remarried over and over.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
we have. We renewed
To each other.
Yeah, but I mean, you renew your vows all the time.
I know.
They renew their vows like I buy shoes. What
yes.
are you doing today? We're getting married again. Well, we're going skiing, so we thought we'd get married
I
up
don't
on the
think
hill.
I
That's
don't think this
basically
is
right.
a typo. Elizabeth Ortiz says it's great seeing all of you ex-hots.
Hots. I think we're hosts, but hot
Hots
works.
are good.
At this
We'll
stage,
take
I'll
it.
take hot.
I think I'll take
In most
hot.
cases, I
And-
have hot. That's cute.
I know, that's fun. Well, we were talking about the cooking that you do and kind of the basics. And another thing she said to me when we were talking on the phone last night, oh, this was hysterical. I'll lead back up to what we were talking about. But initially, we're texting. And of course, it's THE dash show, SHO, so she says, we really could pick up the phone and do it the old fashioned way.
We're
like,
texting back and forth. What's your address? How do
Yeah,
I get
how
there?
do I
What
get
time
there?
do you want
What
me
should
there?
I
And
wear?
I'm like, wait a minute. Let's go back to 1960. Pick up the stupid telephone and just
Let's
talk to me for
So
1
I
minute.
called her and she was howling. So we got through
Nobody
that. And
talks.
she says, by the way, when I knew you all those years ago, you didn't know how to boil water.
You couldn't even burn water.
And I've been watching your In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy videos,
I'm
and
hilarious.
you sound like you know what you're doing.
I'm still questioning that. This
Oh, my
girl,
God.
you had a dinner party, and I gave you my cider apple chicken recipe.
Yes.
Which, not your fault, but the chicken is white,
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
and the creamed apple cider sauce is white. So you don't serve food that has no color.
Right. Not very appetizing.
You were so cute. Like you're supposed to sort of broil the top and then add a little paprika, a little green.
Now she tells me.
She's serving this like dead white albino meal, and everybody. It was delicious. It just looked sick.
Since we opened that can of worms,
Oh, no.
So
what is this? Two against one.
When the kids were young, and Judy came from a very staid English, stiff upper lip
Background.
depression mentality. So I think at what time when the kids got, I don't know if it was a ranch dressing out.
Oh, yeah.
It was about 4 years expired.
Oh, we're not reading dates on labels, are we?
I didn't know you were supposed to. I didn't know dates
Oh,
were on labels.
This is if she's giving you a recipe, run, run. That's just too scary. That's funny.
No, the cooking in the
It's true,
kitchen
and they
has
were
been
trying
funny.
to be nice.
It was no, but it's in the kitchen with Paul and Judy's been fun and
It has been
surprising and weird, and of course after I flipped the brie onto the ground, but
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, what was her name? Julia Child. Oh, drop the chicken.
Yes.
And the other guy, who was the Cajun guy?
Bam, that guy.
No,
that's
the
not
old- Justin Wilson.
Yeah.
Justin Wilson. Oh, we dropped that one on the floor. We just pick it up, put it back in the pot, add a little more vodka.
That's right.
All good.
5-second
That guy
rule.
ate everything off the floor. It's hilarious.
Well, and
brie
then
was good that
you might not, I'm sure that you and Steve are into creative holiday gifts, but our son does some really crazy gifts for us. And the one he did this year, speaking of cooking, was this thing called Masterclass. Have you heard of
Have
it?
you heard of it? It's an online course.
Yeah, where you get any of the famous people
Yeah.
like Bobby
For a whole
Flay and
year.
all that.
Yeah,
for a whole
That's
year.
very cool.
It's
And
very
so
cool.
we started with Gordon Ramsay because I wanted to learn how to swear and yell.
I was
at
going to
people.
say how to yell.
And it's been fascinating and great.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's
Really
interesting.
fun.
Yeah, I still go to a cookbook, but that's the easier way to go because they're really giving you step by step.
Yeah.
But
The how-tos. I didn't know you were supposed to sharpen your knife in between every
every
time.
time you use
every time you use it. Like he would cut an onion, and then that would go over here, and then he'd clean it, and then sharpen it again before he went to the tomato.
Steel,
I mean, every time. It's fascinating.
We have one of those, I would say, cheap wood blocks
and
with
you
the knife and a knife sharpener.
Yep.
And I said to Steve, you know what? I'm biting the bullet. I'm buying one paring knife that's a Wusthof. $80. One knife.
I bet you use it all the time.
Yeah, after I nearly sliced my hand off because I wasn't paying close attention, and those suckers can literally cut you in half. And I'm like this. Or my knife, you couldn't cut. It's like plastic. It's so dull. You couldn't cut anything. And I got this new Wusthof, and whoa. But wow.
Yeah.
Would I love a set of
really good knives.
That's like $2,000.
Speaking of that kind of story, the bloopers, things like that used to happen live on QVC all the time.
Awful. I can think of several.
What do you mean awful?
They were great.
You used to love. What's your favorite?
Well, David had a unbreakable glass cutting board.
Venable.
And he's 6'7".
Yeah.
Live audience, in front of the live audience, can't break it, puts it up over his head and throws it to the ground.
Shattered.
Million pieces. Million pieces. It's like, oh, we'll move on now.
Yeah.
And I think Mary Beth exploded a blender in her face, and all the milkshake came up into her hair. I'm pretty sure she stuck a spoon in it while it was spinning.
And that's what was happening? Oh, girl.
It's kind of funny.
David King did the...
Dave King. That's what when you said David, I thought you were talking
fell
about
down
Dave
the steps.
using a camcorder because he was looking through the camcorder as he was talking and just
and-
slipped right out of the shot.
Oh my gosh. And then the guy who fell off the ladder.
Yes,
Oh,
that
it
was sad.
Scary. Somebody fainted.
Yep.
Somebody went down at the lucky number wheel or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They were, or she was selling a thing and she just went down. It's like, people don't get it. It's really live.
It's
And when
live.
it goes, boy, you got to cover it.
I think I've told them before, but I had one blooper of back in the early days when we were selling dolls every other hour. And I had an hour of baby dolls, and this baby doll was a thumb-sucking baby doll. So her arms obviously articulated. She had a hole in her mouth, and the thumb fit. So I said, well, you have to be very careful because the arms and the head and the legs are porcelain. So those could obviously break. So I said, be careful, when you're teaching your children about the thumb sucking. So I pulled the thumb out, sure enough, the whole jaw came with it. Oh my, and it's live on camera, close up of the doll as it's falling apart. Jaw dropping.
There were jaw dropping. There were a million.
It was always amazing to me because it was live that there were so many very famous guests that we had that were kind of freaked out about the live.
Screwed up.
Yeah, because they were used to scripts. Their whole life was following a script that was memorized.
We were
that
doing,
was
we were
not
doing,
how we did a job.
I had to fill in the morning show when I went to morning show when I went to QVC, and we had what's his name with the George Hamilton.
Oh yeah,
as
the
a
tan
guest.
man.
Yeah. And so
Hamilton.
he's doing Hamilton, and we were also selling the Gone with the Wind videos, and so we did this whole thing. It was going to be a whole terror plantation, and he had one line that I gave him.
Therein lies the problem.
Frankly, my dear, this will give a tan.
Oh, how cute.
And I saw him in the green room practicing that over and
Pacing back and forth.
That's too funny.
Franklin, my dear. Franklin, my dear. That's so funny.
that's
my dear.
right.
Yeah.
No, we had, I feel terrible mentioning names
Oh, why
because
not?
I don't want him to come back and bark at me, but Joan Collins, way back in the Dynasty days, came and was not really told that this is live television. I think she thought this was a
Taped show.
thing.
Yeah.
Cut.
Take two.
We take a short break, and she leans over to the host and says, "Are we making any money?"
Oh no.
And he said, "We're live
With Joan Collins.
I mean, what do you say? What do you
Yeah,
do?" And
yeah.
she was very upset.
She was trying to cover it up.
Because our favorite mayor, Frank Rizzo, had died, and all the press had gone to Rizzo's funeral, and no one showed up for her.
Oh, wow.
So she was pissed when she walked into the building, and then not quite sure. And I heard lots of stories about people who did not know they were going to be selling anything. They thought they were going to sit on TV.
And just like a talk show.
Shatner was supposed to sell Star Wars, and he said to Steve Bryan, "I don't sell anything."
Yeah.
And he walked over to the other side of the set, and Steve had to do an independent sell and then come back and ask about Star Wars or whatever, Star Trek, whatever.
Yeah, because he didn't want to be
I don't know
on
what he was
camera
Look
at the
at him
same
now.
time that there was selling going on.
Whatever hotels.com, whatever.
Laughing all the way.
All the
Laughing
way.
all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Definitely picked
there
himself
were a
up.
lot of things. And my favorite, of course, was Joan.
Yeah.
Our Joan, may she
Yeah.
rest in peace. She was the best. She always said to me, "Take a piece of jewelry for your mom." Joan, I can't take a piece of jewelry for you. My mom, it's not yours to give me. You take a piece of jewelry for your mother or I'm not going on. Okay, I'll take this necklace. And so after she would sell something on camera, she'd stick it under her butt. And then they would just, take the secondary. There were two pieces.
There were always two samples.
So one for the model, one for Joan. So by the end of the show, she's got $37,000 worth of merchandise
under her butt.
Under her head. And she would give it to the models. She'd give it to the little boy that would wheel her food cart in because Veronica, her dog, always bit the kid.
Oh.
He hated Spike. Spike hated this boy, this poor boy. He would wheel her food cart and Spike would go after his ankle. So she'd say, give this to your mother. So she's giving out pieces of jewelry. Well, they back-billed her one day. She owed like $37,000. So the next time I came in, I was like, my mom says hi.
Yeah, my mom.
Good.
Tell her hi back.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that. But when my mother died, she had 100 pieces of Joan's jewelry. That's how much she gave me over a 10-year period.
Bless
She
her
was
heart.
incredible.
And she wasn't original. What you saw was what you got.
Oh,
She was
like,
great.
no question.
She was great.
No
I always
question.
got called on the carpet about why do you let her go over the edge? I said, no, I just row her
I don't
up
let
to the
her
edge.
do anything.
I row her to the edge. I don't push. She goes over on her own.
That's right.
Well, she's offensive. Somebody called in. I said, wait a minute. One person called in. How many people wrote how much they loved it?
Right.
Let's go with law of
yeah,
averages
yeah,
here.
yeah.
This is the best entertainment that ever hit the television.
It's true.
Don't mess with me on this. And I used to say, I don't care what you say. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
This show counts. People would tell us they're going through chemotherapy and they laughed and that made all the difference in their day. I mean, how
It
much
took
do you
your mind
laugh
off of
anymore?
it.
How much fun is anything you see on live television? I mean, there isn't much laughing going on. So that's why
pretty
people, I
serious.
think, loved the day because
Yeah.
it really was about entertainment with a little bit of sales. Now it's kind of all sales with a little bit of entertainment.
Well, and the other thing
The
that
blooper stories will make a fabulous book. Somebody just weighed in on that.
Yeah, I'd like to make money off of somebody else's blooper. I've had plenty
That
of
was
my
from
own,
Linda.
trust me.
She
Do
says
you remember
that.
Ellen with the knife?
Ellen with the knife. Did she kill somebody?
Our Ellen. Oh, this was before you got there. She hates this story. She will hate me. Ellen, I'm going to apologize.
She's coming to
in
visit me,
advance.
next weekend.
Well, tell her that Kathy told the story. One of the knives that you use to remove the skin from the bones is called a boning knife.
Yes.
And Ellen said,
I know where this is going.
you get the 14-inch
It writes
carving
itself.
knife,
It
you
writes
get the
itself.
paring knife,
Yep.
and then you get the 8-inch boning knife. Everybody needs an 8-inch boner. And she just did it so innocently.
Sure.
And then there's this moment where she
real
The light
realizes
goes on.
it, and there's this silence. Then there's the and Tony Price slipped up over a
Oh,
doll.
I remember
Oh,
that.
my
They
gosh.
showed that at the
That
Christmas
was the
party,
best.
and we held.
That
That's
was
the
the
other thing
best.
that we all became such good friends, and I think that's why something like this is happening today with you. Is that we've stayed in touch with one another. We really enjoyed each other's company. We would see each other offset, go out for dinner, go shopping. And you're lucky because you still live in
I live there.
Pennsylvania, where you can still.
I bump into Jill in the supermarket.
I'm sure.
I do. I honestly
Doris
bump into
Dalton,
Jill.
Lisa Robertson.
I have lunch with
love
Doris,
your
yep.
pictures on
Yep.
Facebook. So
Yep, we have-
you have to
it's
tell
nice.
everybody hi for us.
Oh, I will. I
Yeah,
will. I will.
please.
Yes. And Doris and Lisa. Lisa bought this killer old farmhouse
Yeah,
that's
I
going to take
heard.
a ton of rehab. It's like 100 years old.
It does. She does that so well, though. She
loves it.
loves
She will
that.
love it, but-
she remakes, and she's brilliant.
Somebody, wait a minute. I'll have to clean up the story, but
Oh.
I have to clean it up.
That's no fun.
She bought a horse that apparently had trouble with other horses. He was a biter. And there was trouble and they needed to dump the horse, get rid of it. So she bought this horse. And she just wrote me and said, I bought a horse, doesn't get along with other horses. And whether you know this or not, horses do really well with goats. Goats are calming. If you
Calming,
see a
yeah.
racehorse, you'll see Nubian goats around them. So she bought 2 baby goats to keep the horse company in the barn. And I said, I just want to see you with your Manolo Blahnik heels. Go in and shovel in the barn. I just want a picture of it. I want to see you just mucking the barn. In your Manolo.
You need to send the Beekman boys over to her
Yeah.
Gosh,
farm.
that was
They've got
hilarious.
plenty of goats.
Yeah.
Yes, she probably
Goat
is
yoga
getting
at
goat
Lisa's
Yoga
house.
at Lisa's
Yeah.
house. Oh, we gotta tell her.
The
Well,
baby-
somebody asked you about Judy. Who's Mr. Balloon Man?
I don't know.
Mr. Balloon Man.
I still remember Mr. Balloon Man. Anyway,
I don't know
someone was
about
asking you
you.
about Martha Stewart. How was she?
She's not the easiest woman to work with at first, and I think she is absorbed, but she got nicer to me as the time went on. And my second time in Connecticut at her farmhouse, she corrected me a lot. I said, "We're back with Martha here at our venue," and she said, "It's not your venue, it's my home." That kind of, and we're gonna do the ice cubes, and I turn the ice cube tray over, and she goes, "You're dumping them wrong." You don't correct somebody on camera.
Now we know where the ice cubes came from.
Well, and the funny thing is, people were upset with her and were canceling their orders. You have to be nice to the host because the people, you all
we're your
kind of like
family.
us, and so you don't like when somebody gives us a hard time.
They supported
But
us.
afterwards, she said to me, "I want you to meet my mom. Please make sure you get some lunch." I was doing my own makeup. There's nobody there for us when we travel, back in the day anyway. And she said, "Would you like my makeup art?" She got very nice to me.
Yeah.
And I was unable to do the next show, and Bob did it, and apparently they were like two junkyard dogs.
Oh.
They didn't get along, so she asked for me to come back. But at that point, they had canceled her. But she got nicer. I think people just don't respect what we do. And
Until they
we're
do
not
it.
celebrities.
Yeah.
We're just people who sell stuff.
Hawkers.
Hawkers.
Was
So
always how the newspapers used to quote it.
yeah, you don't get the same respect you might get if you were somebody famous. So
Kathy
you
Zander
earn it.
asks, what's Kathy doing now? Is she married? We did cover that. She's
Yeah,
still very
married
happily
almost
married.
20 years.
Yeah. And,
So you can watch the
and
video.
Some
of them were longer
Leave it
than
on.
others.
and Nutrisystem tonight.
At 6 o'clock
p.m.
Eastern
Eastern
time,
time.
3
Right,
Pacific.
right. And other than that, I play tennis on half a leg because I'm like, I hurt
Are you
myself.
gimpy a little bit now?
I ripped a bunch of muscles.
Oh,
and
Kathy.
I'm
Did you
on-
fall on the
No,
court?
no.
No.
Well, I did fall,
Or you
but
just
the guy I
stretched
fell
wrong.
on took the hit. We both went for the ball, and for once in my life, I didn't back off.
Oh.
He's yelling mine, I'm yelling mine, and I'm like, all right. Joan.
Yeah, that's a natural.
And Jean Weiss was wonderful, but Joan.
Jennifer Kirk.
How is she?
She's doing great. She's on QVC again.
Is she?
Yep. She and her sister go on.
They still wear
ramping
those
up the Kirk's
crazy
Folly.
costumes that you used to have to wear dressed up
Not
like
to the
Tinkerbell.
degree that we did.
Judy
No,
dressed like Tinkerbell.
no horses. No, I was Cinderella girlfriend. Tinkerbell.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
let's
those
elevate it
big
a little.
costumes.
Oh, they
I
were.
remember.
We had so much fun. You remember the horses on the set, and the gallant guys would come
Yeah,
out.
they
You know,
really
with
did
their
it
little
up.
It was
That was
phenomenal.
entertaining.
It really was like a fairy tale. We were walking into a fairy tale, and the guys at QVC did a wonderful job on the set dressing
They
it up.
did.
They really. I think everybody
did.
kind of got into it. So she's still doing great. She has a lot of fans. She's
That's
loving
nice.
life.
She's-
You know.
the nice ones you always remember.
Yeah.
You
And we
want
still
good
stay in
thing to
touch.
happen. That's
In
nice.
fact, when she had a big birthday about 4 years ago, she called me and she said, "Would you be willing?" They do a show on Facebook just like we do. "Would you be willing for my big birthday to come on as my guest?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, that would be so great." She said, "People still ask about you all the time. They still miss our
They're
shows
talking about it
together."
right here.
So
Judy lost
we
her
did.
Cinderella shoe.
I did. I lost my Cinderella, and then I remember some handsome prince came, and we did the whole thing about him putting on the slipper.
Oh my gosh, that's
It
hysterical.
was so much fun.
So did you go?
Well, it wasn't flying up to Rhode Island. We did what I talked to you about
Oh,
how
you
you
did
have
the
a
split
yes,
screen.
the split screen.
Oh, that's
so she was in her
great.
living room.
Isn't
She
that
had me up on
nice?
her TV, and I was in my living room here in Florida.
Oh
and
my
we must
gosh.
have done a half hour. You know, we were toasting and just talking
That's
about old
really
times.
nice. That's
Yeah.
what people love.
Yeah.
They love the entertainment, the camaraderie, the fun.
humor, laughing.
When you become a publicly held company and investors want to have a return on their money, it becomes about sales.
Yeah,
and
it
that's
does.
the problem.
That's
is
where
you
some of the
can't
fun
take
goes
the time.
away. Is that
Yeah.
you can't take the
You can't-
chance of laughing, and
It's-
that took 30 seconds.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
a
make a phone call
it's
in
a
4
vicious,
minutes.
it's a
You gotta-
vicious cycle.
It's tough.
Because the more fun you have, the more you sell. The more you sell, the less fun you have.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
it's tough. People, I hear it all the time. It's not the same. It's not the same. You just have to understand it's tough in business today, And if you owned a business and your business were starting to lose money because of competitors, you would say to your people, knuckle down.
Yeah.
Let's get to the point. We have to move stuff. It's not because they don't want to be nice. It's just they have a job to do. And I don't envy any of these young hosts. They're working hard.
They are working very
Well,
hard. And it's dog eat dog now, too, because
I'll
it's
say
very
one
competitive and
thing
a lot of
about
people
that,
want that
though.
job.
This, what you're seeing, is a rare breed because we.
Well, there's no money involved here.
No, but we.
Send
Oh,
money.
yeah, we forgot to tell you
Send a
that.
penny on an envelope. Between the three of us,
There's
we
no
could
pay
make
to
$4
be here.
$5.
I offered you a different cup for your drink.
Yes, you did. You offered me a classier cup.
No, we all. I think that the hosts of today, and this is not to take anything away from any of them, if you took that guest away, a lot of them would not know what to do. Because we had to do it all in the very early
beginning, we
stages.
didn't
In
have
the
guests.
beginning, we sold
Yeah.
alone, which I
Yeah.
always preferred, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I preferred when you have a guest, you have to make it's you out there who's my friend, and me, and now we have to break this up into a triangle,
Right.
and it's like going to lunch and bringing a friend, and
Yeah.
suddenly you have to say, oh well, let me backtrack and explain this to you.
Right.
Oh well, she and I used to do that, but you don't.
Yeah.
And so I always balked about the guest unless it was a great guest like a Joan or a Jennifer,
Sure.
but just somebody coming on to sell this and that and this and that, and I thought, but apparently the numbers don't lie, and they do better with a guest.
They like
Well-
the expert side of it.
Yeah.
But you're right. You kind of felt like you needed to take care of them and make sure that the customer felt welcome into the show.
Right.
But you were kind of babysitting the guest at the
Yes.
same time to make sure they felt comfortable and had something to do. And then you had to know everything about the product, more so almost than the guest did, because if they fell flat and forgot, you had to kind of guide them as to. But
They
didn't
just
you tell me
froze.
that it also does this
Right.
and that and
A lot of
this?
times you had to hand carry them through the show. And they're heavy sometimes. I had one who never said a word.
Really?
And at the end she said,
It's the
"You
yes,
didn't-
no,
you
yes,
didn't-
no."
You didn't give me a chance." I said, "You didn't talk. You're the expert. You were supposed to say something. You gave me the deer in headlights. My job at the end of the day is to sell product. When I come off camera, who do you think they're going to yell at? You or me? You looked cute. I had a job to do." And she was pissed.
Oh.
She said, "I never want to work." It was not a celebrity. It was just someone. She said, "I never want to work with her again." I'm like,
You're fine. And by the way, you're
Okay.
welcome for the money I just made you.
Yeah.
it was a total sellout, by the way.
Yeah.
Was
Total
it?
sellout.
How about
but
that?
it was one of those things where she was annoyed with me. And you're not going to love everybody, and everybody's not going to love you.
That's
there are
right.
a lot of people who said, "I don't want to work with Levine. I don't like her. She's a big mouth." I'm like, okay, I get it. That just gives me one more night off.
Yeah.
And don't think I was incapable of cooking, by the way. I'm just smart. Why would I want to have another show I have to do?
Right.
Oh, let's do another cooking. Oh, Kathy's going to do a vacuuming show. No, Kathy doesn't vacuum. I used to say I don't do any of that stuff, so I wouldn't have to do
This
those
is
shows.
before Roomba, by the way.
Yes. Before Roomba. I always see that cat riding the Roomba in the commercial.
Yeah.
Do people really have cats that ride
Probably.
Roombas? Apparently they do.
I don't know. Yes. I was just the opposite because when I was new to QVC, they would of course try you in all these different categories, and cooking was one of the categories they tried me in. And I remember having a 10-piece set. And at that time, they had to set everything up so that you could see it. So it was angled at you. So this pan of the 10-inch size was angled towards you, and then the 8-inch, and then you
Right.
had the saucepan and the lid. I can't even believe it. Well,
Right.
I do know that now because in the kitchen with Paul and Judy, I'm now very educated.
Up on your lids?
Yes, up on my lids. But I opened the show, and I went, "Hi, well."
Oh,
The whole entire 10-piece set
oh my
on
God,
the
that's
floor.
too funny.
So I didn't do too many
That's
cooking
the
shows
best
after
part.
that.
Yeah, I was kicked
It
off
was
the
obvious
cooking
I was
show,
just
too.
uncomfortable. But then you
Yes.
put me with jewelry or fashion or fitness, or beauty.
Everybody has their niche.
It was like, oh, you were up for those.
For you,
shows.
those pots were to bang on New Year's Eve.
That's right. Figured out a way to
It's too
use them.
funny. It's too funny.
We have had so much fun having
It
you
was
here.
so nice.
It's
I hope I
really
get to
been-
come back again. Who
Anytime
knows?
you're in Florida, you give us a call. You're
I
welcome
will,
back
and now I know where
anytime.
you are because all I wanted was a Starbucks.
She's going to come with her little cosmetic bag and her pajamas the next time. Knock, knock, knock. You said anytime.
I know. I said I'm going to drive over to you, and I passed 3 Starbucks on the way, but I was in the wrong lane.
Oh.
And I could. They're not nice down here on the road. They're aggressive. They ride 100 miles an hour down 275.
We have places to go and things to do.
Wow. So I finally found a little coffee shop, and I was able to get what I needed.
Sweet
but
Brunette. Isn't that a
What
cute name? Sweet
BREW,
Brunette.
Brew,
Yeah,
met. That was
for a coffee
and
shop.
Nice people. It was really
Yeah,
cute.
it's a
Anyway,
sweet place.
So I'm gonna go jump on your boat. Is that your boat?
That's
out
our
there?
boat.
That's our boat.
You
Wow.
missed the tiki
Go
hut. The
fishing?
tiki hut is no longer.
I heard about a tiki hut. I wondered about it.
We'll show you
Would
pictures.
it blow away?
Oh no!
No, it's a long
It would have
story.
stood, but after the apocalypse, it would have stood.
Oh yeah,
We fought
if there
the law
had been
and the law won.
Oh, not allowed to have a tiki hut.
Yeah, not the size
Oh.
that we had.
Maybe
with
you could put it on the deck.
running water and electricity
Wow. Oh, like you had a real patio
TVs.
set up.
and
It was a bar.
It was
Wow,
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah, he wanted to live in it. Set up a
That's so funny.
hammock.
Little hammock.
And
He
a
would have
keg.
lived out there. Yeah.
That's
dream.
funny.
Just a dream.
This has been lovely. I'll see you at 6 o'clock.
Yes,
6
on
p.m.
HSN.
for those of you that were. I'm sorry I
And
couldn't
that's
read all
Eastern
these
time.
because they kept coming fast and furious. We have upwards of 300 comments that we have to.
Oh, that's so
and
nice.
we
Isn't
will
that
get to
nice?
all of them as we can. But it was really fun catching up.
And be sure
Yeah.
to share this on your Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show Kathy how to share it on her page.
And she'll show you how to cook.
Yes,
I don't know
a good trade-off.
Anything. She said to me last night, put my link on. I'm like, oh no, just tell me how to put it.
Yeah,
paste
tell
it,
me
so
how to
that-
type it, how to
I
write
don't
it,
do
where the
anything.
commas go, and I'll
Nothing.
put it up there.
Yeah.
So
And as always, Sean Pittenger knows this. If there's any technical problems, that's on me.
It's your fault.
Poor
My
Paul.
fault.
No,
My
that's-
mom taught
he's
me to
doing
always
well.
be responsible. So if anything goes wrong,
He's
Well,
responsible.
That's the male wedding vow, you know.
yes,
I'm wrong.
you're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
and what's
all you
your
know.
In that order.
That's all you have to know. If a guy's going down the aisle, he's nervous, I always say, listen, dude, here's all you need to know. I'm wrong. You're right. I'm sorry. And then you will have a very happy wedding.
and
Very
what's
happy
mine is
life.
mine, and
And
what's
what's
yours is mine.
And we're out of time.
On that note, bye guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for being with us.